Alright, you guys, so this is the look that we will be doing. Well, the eye part of the look. I think it's beautiful. I wanted to do something peachy with a bright liner, so I decided to go ahead and do this look. I actually had this look prepared, but then I ended up changing it while I was doing it. So we're gonna start off with brows. I'm using the Benefit Kaboom or Kabrow brow gel in the shade number 4, and I'm just gonna use an angled brow brush to apply this to my brows, just filling it in and going along my natural brow shape. You guys can use whatever brow products you have available. Elf has a good one. LA Girl has a nice brow gel as well. So try those out and see if you could find something a bit more affordable, okay? So once I'm done filling it out, I'm going to go in and clean up my brows using this concealer from Milani. I believe the shade is Warm Tan. And I'm just going to use this to clean up my brows. If you don't like cleaning up your brows, you don't have to. You know, it's all preference. So do whatever it is that you like and what you feel comfortable with. All right. But while I was filming this, usually when I film tutorials for you guys, I'm usually by myself and I get bored. So I'll watch like a show or a movie or something like that. So I was watching the Acrimony, I think it's called, with Taraji P. Henson. Oh my gosh, you guys, she went complete psycho. In that movie. I just want to say that. All right, to clean up my top part of my brow, I'm going to use the new LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation in the shade Cappuccino. And I'm just going to clean up the top part of my brow and then start with the face using this Pretty Vulgar palette. This is their Nightingale palette, by the way, and I'm going to use the bottom left shade there, that dark chocolatey shade, and apply this into my crease first, okay? Using a crease brush or pointed blending brush. The shade is called Swoop. It's a very cool tone palette, by the way. Now going in with the shade called Flip Out, which is a more camel shade brown. I'm going to apply this right above that crease color. Then I'm going to go in with the Ace Beauté Grandiose palette using this orangey kind of rust copper shade. It's a matte shade, and apply that right above the Flip Out shade and blend this up into my transition area. Once I have that nice and blended, I'm going to go in with a blending brush using a orange shade. This is an orange eyeshadow single that I picked up at IMATS years ago. You can use any orange shade you have available that's matte. And I'm just going to blend this up and soften up my transition area. Then I'm going to go in with this matte shade. It's called Patchouli. It's like a ivory shade. I'm going to apply this to the edge of my transition area and blend up into my brow. Then I'm going to go back in with a smaller pointed brush and deepen up my crease with the first shade that I used, and then go in with my blending brush and just soften that up a bit. Now to cut the crease, I'm going to use a bit of concealer. I'm using the same concealer that I used to clean up my brows, the Milani concealer. You can use any concealer that you have available. You can also use the NYX jumbo pencils if they still sell those. I'm not exactly sure if they do, but definitely take your time when doing this, okay? Just a little bit at a time. If you can do it real quick in one swoop, go right ahead, but I do it a little bit at a time. If you're having problems using concealer to clean up your cut crease, I would suggest personally starting on the lower part of your lid and working your way up. And if that doesn't work for you, start at the top and work your way down, okay? It really just depends on your eye shape. I feel as though some people that do not have deep set eyes can really easily cut out their crease, but then when you have deep set eyes, you have to kind of, you know, follow that socket, because if it's not in the right place, it looks off. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to go in with this peachy, salmony, orangey shade and apply this to my lid. It's called Clove. It's also a matte shade. Okay, and I'm just going to pat this on, not bringing it up to the end of the cut crease line right there. So we're going to leave that gap open because we're going to put a different shape there. But then in the end part, you can bring the color up all the way to the line, and in the front, you can bring it up all the way to the cut crease line as well. Then I'm going to go in with a shimmer shade, and this one is called Jasmine. It's a very nice satin, kind of sandy shade. I'm going to use a bit of setting powder from ColourPop on that to make this eyeshadow just a bit more pigmented and make it easier to control so it doesn't fly all over the place. And we're just going to add this as a cut crease. I'll call it a cut crease highlight. Okay, or if you use liner, you can do cut crease liner. But I'm just going to put this in my crease, try to keep it as sharp as I can. I want the top part sharp and the bottom part, I want it soft and faded into the salmony pink shade. I mean orange shade, not pink shade, but you know, to some people this may look pink. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I'm actually using a lip brush, and the reason why I'm using a lip brush to clean up the crease and to apply that crease shade is because it's a stiff brush and I can control the product better. And as you can see, I went back in with that deep brown shade and deepen up and define that crease line a bit more. Now I'm going to go in with this blue eyeliner marker. I believe this is the LA Girl Eye Art eyeliner marker. It's not really like a marker. It has liquid eyeliner in it, but it has like a little felt tip. You know, it's supposed to help make it easier for you to do a wing liner, but these always are like a hit and miss for me. Doesn't matter what company it comes from, but you know, like some of them will be really good in the beginning, and then after 2 or 3 uses, like it just fades away unless it's like a little brush at the end instead of the felt tip. Okay, now I'm using OPV's glitter liner in the shade Stargirl, I think it is, and it's a beautiful royal blue glitter. I'm going to put that right on top of the blue liner. Now I'm going to go in with a more aqua colored glitter. This one is called Tease Me, also from OPV. By the way, I have a OPV code. It is an affiliate code. It's Miss Queenie or Miss Queenie 10, one of those, to save 10% off of your purchases with them. Okay, I'm just going to put this on top of the first blue liner, and this is going to give it a nice dimension of the dark and light blue glitters. Okay, I'm going to add a bit of mascara, and then I'm going to clean up that line one more time. Okay, one more time, and then I'm going to go in and pop on these beautiful lashes that I got from the beauty supply store, you guys. Oh my gosh, I believe these were like $2.99, you guys. So worth the money. They're synthetic, but they look really real, and they look beautiful, like super beautiful. I just couldn't believe how good these lashes looked for the price and the fact that they're synthetic, so they will last a long time. Now going in with the OPV Gorgeous palette, I'm just going to use the blue shade underneath my lower lash line. I know you guys keep seeing me going over looking at the screen. I was still watching the movie with Taraji P. Henson, Acrimony. Yeah, she went like psycho. Okay, and under the lashes I use this like cream shadow product from Sleek Cosmetics. It's a collaboration they did with Miss Fame. Okay, and I also used a sleek eyeliner pencil to line my waterline. So now going back in with the Tease Me glitter liner, I'm going to put this right underneath my lower lashes while trying to pay attention to the movie. All right, once I have the glitter liner on, I'm going to go in with a bit of mascara and layer that up. I'm going to use both steps. The first step and second step is supposed to help make the lashes look thicker and longer than they actually are. So that is it for the eye look, you guys. I hope you like it. Now we're going to move on to the face. I'm using this Belle Pierre correcting palette. I'm going to use the orange concealer and apply this around my mouth area where you can really see my hyperpigmentation, especially now since, you know, winter is pretty much over, but I still haven't gotten a real tan yet. So you can see my hyperpigmentation a bit more than usual. So I'm just going to use the orange to cancel out those blemishes and marks and stuff like that. Then I'm going to go over that with my foundation. I'm just using a concealer brush to apply that. Now I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Matte and LA Girl Pro Pigment or Pro Color foundation. I'm using the Cappuccino foundation, which was a bit too dark. It wasn't warm enough. And then I'm going to use the Pro Color foundation from LA Girl to mix. It's a yellow shade pigment that you add in. It's an additive pretty much to a foundation. So if your foundation is too dark or too red or too whatever, you get these really cool colors you can add in to make them perfect. Okay, if you guys are curious about this brush, honestly, I think I got it off of eBay, but I could be wrong because I've had this brush for about 3 years now. I don't use it often in my videos, but it does a really good job at getting the foundation on there, especially if you're trying to go for a full coverage look or application. Okay, so I'm just gonna pat this on. You can use any synthetic brush you have, or you can use a beauty sponge to apply it. And I'm still trying to watch the movie. It was getting really heated. Okay, I personally, the ending, I kind of wish it was a little bit better. That's just my opinion. I would give the movie about 3.5 stars. About it just, I feel like certain things in the movie just needed to come together a bit more for me, but it was still a good movie. Just, you know, I wanted more. I needed more. Okay, Now for highlight, I'm using the LA Girl Pro HD Concealer in the shade Fawn as usual. Okay, and I'm just going to highlight under my eyes, above my lips, chin, bridge part of my nose, and forehead. Now I'm going to go in with my blending sponge and just blend that out using a patting motion. I'm using the pointed end to get all the way up into those corners and crevices. And then I'm going to use the new powder that I got from a company called Pretty Vulgar. It came in one of the BoxyCharm boxes. This is their translucent powder. I'm going to use that to set my under eye concealer. It comes with this really cute powder puff. So I'm just going to use that to pat it on under the eye to give it a really nice airbrush flawless look. I'm also going to set the other areas of my face where I highlighted. This is just going to lock the concealer in place and keep it nice and matte so I don't get shiny. Now for contour, I'm using the Fit Me powder. This one I believe is in Truffle. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a light contour on my skin. This is just going to add the dimensions back to my face and the shapes and stuff like that. Because sometimes when you use foundation, it will take away all the shapes of your face, like natural contours that are there on your face. So this is just adding them back in so I don't look flat, okay? And then I'm going to use whatever's left on my brush to contour my nose very lightly. I don't always do a very strong contour. It's a once in a while type of thing, but I prefer to just use whatever's left on my brush. Now using this Urban Decay Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Hex, I'm going to go ahead and align my lips. You know how many times I've been called Hex? Hex is a very popular word back home from where I'm from that people like to call people. You know, I wasn't called Hex because I was a bad person. I was called Hex because I was probably right and someone got pissed off. Isn't that usually how it works? All right. And then for lips, I'm using this Essence Makeup Lipstick in the shade Barely There. And then I'm going to go back in with the lip liner, line it again. Then I'm going to go in with some clear gloss. This one is from Smashbox. This is their Gloss Angeles Extra Shine Gloss. I'm just going to add a bit of that on there. I'm so happy glossy lips are coming back in because sometimes matte lips and matte liquid lipsticks can just be so boring and drying and just drying and boring, you know what I mean? And hard to take off, okay? Sometimes I like to take it off real easy and quick and slow. Let me stop. Alright, once I'm done with my lips, I'm going to move on to some blush because I feel like I needed some blush, okay? The blush I'm going to be using is from LA Girl. This is their Just Blushing blush. It has some sparkle in it. This is the Just Dazzle shade, okay? I'm going to put a little bit of that on my cheeks. Not too much, just a little bit. Then I'm going to go in with the OPV highlight. This one's called Stardust and put a bit of that on my cheek as well. Bit on the tip of my nose and the bridge part of my nose to highlight it. Then I'm gonna set this all with the De-Slick setting spray from Urban Decay, and this is your final look. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, comment down below. Please do remember the thumbs ups and the comments do help my channel and help my videos, so please do that if you can. I'll appreciate it, and I'll see you all very soon in another video. Love you guys. Bye.